Good morning, folks. You join me at the eastern end of the once magnificent 12-arched Dowdeswell Viaduct. This is the embankment. The eastern abutment would have been just here. This is where the viaduct launched itself across the Sandwell Valley, way across there to the just past the turn into the little Dowdeswell Road. I've never been here before. It's quite a steep valley. I'm quite surprised how steep it is. But this is it. I'll put a picture up of the magnificent structure. Survived from 1881, completed just before 1881 until 1967. Then on the 30th of April 1967, early on a Sunday morning, this happened. It took 1,100 weight of gelignite strategically placed to bring down the 13,000-ton viaduct, but in the end it succumbed and collapsed. The viaduct was built initially for the Banbury and Cheltenham Direct Railway, which began operations to Andoversford, Stourport and the Water and Kingham in 1881. But the viaduct and the track, as you will see, is a double track width, and in 1891 the Banbury and Cheltenham Direct Railway was joined by the Midland South Western Junction Railway, using the same viaduct, their own track as far as Andoversford Junction Station, and then they would diverge about 200 yards past the station, and the Banbury and Cheltenham would go to Bolton, Waterstow and the Wold, and the Midland South Western would head towards Southampton via Swindon, much to the annoyance of the Great Western Railway Company, who initially tried to charge them a massive tariff of £3,900 every time per year for the privilege of using Swindon stations. This went to arbitration and was overturned, and the tariff sum was reduced quite considerably. So, a bit of a hoo-ha on this particular section of line. The Great Western Railway wouldn't let Midland and South Western use Andoversford Junction Station until 1904, by which time Midland and South Western built their own station, the Andoversford and Dowdeswell station, at the other end of Andoversford village. That didn't survive very long, but I can remember that after the railway closed, being a little roadside cafe so close to the A40 was the railway line. I just about remember that one. So what we're going to do, why am I here? Well, I heard a rumour that all this woodland is up for sale at auction, so I thought I'd better get down here and film this old track bed up to the western portal of the Sandywell Park Tunnel, and preserve it for posterity. So I'll just shut down a minute while I get myself back on the track bed, and then we'll have a walk in an easterly direction back towards the tunnel portal. And there's a pile of rubble, and it looks to me as there's quite a bit of brickwork in there buried, so you can pretty much guarantee that came off the eastern end of the viaduct. It's been there a long time. There's a pile over back there. Bricks, concrete, all sorts. Bit of drainage pipe, I think. Here you are. Okay, we're on the track bed then. If you look to the right, you'll see a bit of an embankment. So in the right hand lane you had the Midland and South Western Junction Railway, and in the left hand lane you had the Banbury and Cheltenham Direct Railway. And as I say, the relationship was extremely fraught made worse, of course, by the fact that the Middle and South Western dared to drive a railway through Swindon. There you go. And you, from what I've read, the Great Western Railway weren't the easiest of companies to deal with, regardless of which railway company you belong to. So we'll press on up here. It's quite a long way. I've never been. I will admit I attempted to film part of this much closer to the tunnel last summer, and believe me, you can't see a thing. 4-foot high stinging nettles, laced with goose grass, and clouds of horseflies. So I did about 5 minutes filming, mostly of the tunnel portal, and then gave up, which is why I've come back now. As I say, it's there's a lot of clearance work and tidying up work being done in here, no doubt due to the fact it's all being auctioned off. So they've got to make it look tidy. And we'll press on. This particular section of track from Charlton Kings to Andoversford Junction Station was all on a gradient of 1 in 70, and it was quite common for particularly freight trains to have to break their load at Charlton Kings, leave half of it in a siding, go up to Andoversford and deposit the other half and go back for the load at Charlton Kings. Must admit, it does feel as if it's on a bit of a slope to me, but obviously to a steam locomotive it's a slope, and it's the tricky slope. You can see that just there. I'll try and hold the camera steady. I'm on almost maximum zoom. It's a muntjac deer standing on the track bed. Shan't zoom in anymore, otherwise I'll never hold the camera steady. Is that a muntjac? I think it is, yeah, it is. It's a muntjac. There you go. Have a quick look at the railway fence on this side. Down in there looks like it'll be mostly concrete posts. On that side, and tucked in there, yeah, it's like all concrete down that side. There we go. And what have we got on the other side? Well, that's a whole sleeper pointed. What's around that tree? There's another one there. Something rotten there. So it looks like mostly wood this side. Oh well. Perhaps that's the side facing the main road, so they thought it'd make it look more attractive. Oh no, there's a concrete post there as well. Oh, it's a mishmash, as usual. The embankment on the middle and the southwestern side is suddenly becoming more pronounced as we move up towards the tunnel. Swing across on the Banbury and Cheltenham side. Got a bit of a mound there, anywhere near the same as the other side though. So that's the width. You can start to see the width of the track bed now as it's filling in on either side. I'm not sure how far we've got to run now. I think it's got to be another 400 or 500 yards. So, well, we'll keep going. And now we're moving into the more overgrown bit. This is the bit I was looking at last summer, and amongst the clouds of horseflies it gets Very boggy through here as well, as you can see from this type of grass or reed or whatever it is. It's very marshy. And losing that embankment on the Midland southwestern side. As we progress, there might be a bit of reinforcement going on there, or maybe it's just rabbititis, don't know, collapsed a little bit. So that's the embankment gone, sorry, the cutting gone, and we're out on the flat again, and you can definitely see how wide it is now. Just a second, there's a little stream running down there. Have a quick look and see how they got that under the railway without falling in. Oh, there's the wall. Stand there, throw the handy cam over the side. There we are. Nice little culvert with a big pipe. Obviously railway. Lovely. Let us press on. Now that rather attractive little stream that's gurgling away down there was marked on the satellite maps as the River Chelt. I'm not entirely convinced that's the case. It might be a tributary of the River Chelt, I think, but the River Chelt, I believe, emerges way over there through the trees across the A40 in Dowdeswell Woods. So, could be wrong, but I'm putting this one down as a tributary. They have a nice little stream, that. And presumably that goes under the railway somewhere as well. Let me just walk down here a little bit. And there is a clay pipe. I wonder where that comes from. Okay, we'll have a little bit further up. And went to quite a steep cutting on the middle and southwestern side, and we're now coming into the area that I attempted to film last summer. And you'll see, you can see, the stinging nettles already showing through, the goose grass is already showing through, the horseflies must still be on holiday, but no doubt they'll be back. I'll just went away from that bit. Here we go then. There's the embankment on the right hand side. And you'll now once we get into this next fallen tree, you'll be able to see the scale of the width of the track bed properly. through there a minute. So there's an embankment over there. And then as we approach the tunnel, I don't know if you can see that in the distance, the cutting will start to taper in towards the tunnel. There's a security fence around this structure, more to stop people actually falling off the wall at the back than anything else, I think. But there we are. That's the width of the track bed as we approach the tunnel now. See the security gates, I don't know. Sometimes I believe they're open, sometimes they're locked. But we'll venture up and see if we can get up to the actual tunnel face. Very wet underfoot. This doesn't drain at all now. I expect it's because a lot of silt's washed off the banks over the years, clay silt, and it's just completely blocked off any drainage. Look, there's a retaining wall there now along that side. Job to see because it's covered in moss. Goes way back there, and then steep embankment there, and a retaining wall. It looks as if it's in fact there's no retaining wall just there. There's a bit of a retaining wall just there. I think they've just tried to shore it up. On that point, a lot of it's fallen down, collapsed. It goes on through there. And there's another huge lump of red brick. I suspect that might well have come from the viaduct, by the scale of it. Okay, managed to squeeze through that. That's the main supporting wall, abutment, whatever you'd like to call it. That's held up well. Revetment wall, possibly, some other name for it. Well, that's held up really well. But on that side, to be honest, I don't think they bothered. It's either that or it's all collapsed. Obviously far enough away from the two railway tracks not to cause an issue. And there we are. And there is the rather magnificent tunnel portal. Western end. Closer look. They've not used brick on the abutments. They've used stone. Both sides. Top with a course of red brick, blue brick edging stones. Nice stone on the top. And there. And the same this side. Stone built, not brick. Cap the blue engineering brick. That's rather nice actually. And a little abutment at the bottom. You can just see the capping stone. Just there. Covered in moss. I don't know whether there's one. I'll just swing right round. I don't know whether there's one. You can't see it. There's a huge pile of what looks like road chippings here. Don't know what that's doing there. And then there's a return on that revetment wall there. And somewhere down in there, obviously, there's another little abutment with a cap on it. And that looks like a bit of a bodge up. There must have been a hole in that or something. It's very wet here, surprisingly. There's the number, relevant number. Look from over here. That's quite a structure. Very nice. Okay, let's head back to the security gate then and have a look at it from above. And a view through the security fence at the track bed running up to the tunnel portal. I guess you can see why they put the security fence there. You wouldn't want to fall down there, would you? That wouldn't do you any good at all. Right, let's go and have a look at the wall at the back. There's another shot of the wall through the bushes. Make your way very carefully up here because it's incredibly slippery after all the rain. Along there a little bit. There's the humongous capping stone on that side. I'm just going to have to zoom that out again. That is a big one. That's on the Bamber and Cheltenham side. Splendid line of little engineering brick cappers. And an equally ginormous capping off stone on that side, middle on the southwestern junction side. That must weigh a good ton, 2 ton perhaps. That's huge. We can see, I think the security fence is too far back. There's a view over the parapet wall, then onto the track bed. Just to finish up. We'll have a look at the terrain on the way out. If anybody fancies coming in here, as I say, forget it in the summer, autumn, winter, definitely worth a shot. Okay, swing round to the right, and there you go. This is the Woodland. It's closest to the A40 tunnel hill. That we'll see in a second how close we are to the A40. He said, and then all of a sudden there's no car. Oh, here we go. There you go. And let's have a look while I'm blowed. I've walked all the way up there thinking I haven't found a Brunel raw gauge post and strut. I have now, because there's one. Get that in the sunshine. Eye bolts at the bottom. There you go. And what do we have fence post wise here then? Let me just get through here. And just in there, that looks to be sawn lengthways. That's definitely sleeper sized with a point on the top. Line wire going up there, and there's another one. Let's have a look at the profile of that. I reckon that's sawn, possibly sawn lengthways. Maybe not. And that's got a point on the top, so bit of a mishmash of fencing as usual. Some concrete, some timber. I don't see many raw gauge rail posts and struts, but we'll just walk back out. Just on this bit of a track. There's a bit of a track runs along the top of this bank between the A40 and the railway track. That's probably the best way in. That runs up there. A ways. Unfortunately, just here, it turns right and goes to a farm, I think. And the way out is up there. So, not an easy one to get into, but an interesting walk. That I enjoyed that one a lot better than I enjoyed the first attempt. Look at the A40 again, only just down there, look. And yet you look from the A40, you'd never know there was a railway tunnel or a railway in this wood. Right, try and find the easiest route up this bank. And there's the reason for the visit. I thought I'd better pop in and shoot this one fairly pronto. I don't know when the auction actually is, but there's the official proof. Hope it stays like it is.